Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aileen, and in today's video, we are going to get hyped for Marching Gas Castle. I am going to tell you everything you need to know about this new upcoming area. In today's video, I am going to talk about what we already know about Marching Gas, the existing lore, all the mentions and quests, which were not that much. I guess I'll just tell you some of my theories in between. And after that, I'm gonna read the game blocks to you guys and show you guys some of the concept art and stuff that Startable posted on our game blog. I will tell you guys when we get into the spoilers, so you can click away if you don't want any. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm gonna be training while we do this, so I will be taking my shader off later. I just did this for a nice intro, but we have a new Trailblazer track, and I'm personally not really a fan of it. I think it's too much brown, and then we just have that purple that's really, I don't know, it's just not for me, but that's fine. I do really like this accessory. Yeah, of course, all the rewards are very nice. So, when Golden Hills was brought to the game, I'm pretty sure around 2016, there was this road called Old King's Road leading up to this really big grey castle building. It looked very cool, but you couldn't really exit. This castle was already existing in the older games. I'm not sure which ones could be Starshine Legacy because I'm not that far, but I think it's one of the Season Brighter games. But it got updated when Golden Hills got an update in 2018, correct me if I'm wrong. It got updated to this brown, red, purple-ish. Now the road leading up to Marching Gas Castle is Old King's Road, and we also know that in the older games, Old King's Road was connected to the Secret Stone Circle, so maybe that tells you something. I don't know, I think it might be very cool if Old King's Road would also be connected to the Secret Stone Circle in... I don't really know, I guess it could possibly, because the Secret Stone Circle is somewhere over here, and I guess this area would be for Marching Gas. So it would be very cool if we would actually get a pathway to the Secret Stone Circle. I also want to add the bridge that leads up to Marching Gas Castle has the same textures as the bridge in the Secret Stone Circle. So yeah, might be the same bridge. We also know that Marching Gas Castle used to be referred to as Ancient King's Keep, still like that in the game files. What I think is that Ancient King's Keep... Wait, we'll get into the theories later, okay? I have two small kind of theories. Now I'm gonna read the quest dialogues. It was mentioned twice. One time. No, oh my gosh. Our Wi-Fi is so shitty. Why does this keep happening, bro? I don't have all day. I literally don't, because I have to cook. Okay, I'll be back when the Wi-Fi works again. Okay, we're back at it. I bet you it's gonna happen again in 5 seconds, but okay, it's gonna be fine. Wait, I will not rage bait you, and I'll just do my special moment. The quest mentions that was where we were. This time it got mentioned in the Jorvik Gazette quest, where we could pick a front cover for the Jorvik Gazette, and one of the options was a story about the Marching Gas Castle. Little is known about the castle that overlooks Golden Hills Valley, or the family that's said to live there for centuries. Local history enthusiast Luciana told us the lowdowns on these royal Jorvikians. The castle itself was built in the 18th century. The foundation tells us there was an older building standing in its place before. Shortened it up a little bit, this is not her exact words, but this is kinda all we need to know, okay? I don't know if the older building is the older structure that used to be Marching Gas Castle, or that it might be an even older building. Next was a birthday quest in 2023, where the guided tour through Golden Hills Valley had a stop on a bridge leading up to Marching Gas Castle. Told us that it was built in the 18th century, but we already knew that, but it also told us it's said to have stable facilities that even could rival Jorvik's stables at the time, and it's also been abandoned for decades, but some days you can see the light shining from a tower window, which is also very interesting. I also hear howls coming from the castle at night. I low-key kinda hope it's famous to the It also might be one of the creatures and beasts Starcible's gonna talk about in their game blog. Okay, so that's very interesting. Now I'm gonna read the game blog. First, I could share some of my theories. Okay, so my first kinda, I don't know if you could call these theories, but it's basically just what I think Star Stable would do, or what I would do with this lore if I were Star Stable. We know that it used to be Old King's Keep. There was oh my gosh, not again. I hate this thing, bro. If this happens one more time, I swear I'm gonna pee my pants. Where even am I? Oh, stupid tree. Okay, so we know that Old King's Keep is the first name of Marching Gas, and I think that's the name that the castle used to have when there were still people living there. So when the royal family was still alive. But now it's called Marching Gas Castle, which we know means weird fairy tale, strange fairy tale, scary fairy tale, something like that in German. So what I think is that it used to be Old King's Keep, but now because it's kind of haunted and they hear stuff there at night and it's abundant, they started calling it Strange Fairy Tale Castle. The second thing I think is we know that Golden Hills is in Eternal Autumn, right? It's kind of in a time loop. Just like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, it's probably a bit different, but Marching Gas is gonna have witches and nobles. That those two were in a war and something terrible happened. Well, probably the witches have put a spell on Golden Hills Valley so that the nobles had to relive their final day, or at least their worst day. So that would be very cool that the witches made Golden Hills in a time loop in Eternal Autumn. When we arrive there, that we get to see what happened that day, and then we get to help and stop the time loop. So we have to build up a reputation with the witches, and at some time they stop the time loop. But then also I think Golden Hills will stay in Eternal Autumn, so maybe we can change the past. I don't know, I'm just speculating stuff, so that the nobles do not have to relive this final days for horribly. Now I'm gonna go on to my least favorite part, which is reading the game blog. I cannot read, as we all know. We have 2 game blogs about Marching Gas, and the first one was on September 2025, Marching Gas Halloween and Tech Update, if you want to go and read for yourself. Hey gang, Stacy here. I'm not great at keeping secrets, and I want you to know what we're doing behind the scenes at the moment. I'm not great at keeping secrets, and I want you to know all that we are hard working on at the moment. I'm really proud of the team so far and excited to share this early update with you. Earlier this year, I shared that we are working on a new area of the game that even included a sneaky picture of the exact location. Some of you were able to guess exactly where I was and a bit about the team as well. Marching Gas Castle. Discussions began last year about opening this area. Wow, that's very late. I thought they worked way longer on this area, but okay, that's interesting. Actually, our thoughts mirrored many players, that this was the spot to relocate the medieval content, right? We weighed our options, put our efforts into moving all the existing medieval content over to a new place. Little time to include anything new. Or we could do something more, something slightly different. And of course, the team desperately wanted to get creative and explore Marching Gas and what it could be on its own. I will put all the concept art on the screen right now. It's not really spoilers, so yeah, I don't know. This is just a warning if you don't even want to see concept art. Just, I don't know, close your eyes. The directors buckled down and figured out what sort of expectations we had for this project. The experience, the aesthetic, the story we wanted to tell. We continued all these discussions in our IP group, which are a constellation of people closely tied to the world of Jorvik. We're currently reviewing the RIP Bible page by page, part of much needed view of the story of Jorvik. However, after some time, our focus was specifically on Marching Gas Castle. We identified a few themes that we wanted to incorporate, which would then be used to guide upcoming brainstorm sessions and workshops with larger groups. I won't go into detail to avoid giving too much away, because I'm not to do that, but it will include creatures and beasts, witches and nobles, meaningful exploration and progression. I really hope it won't have fireflies because those piss me off. And engaging lore that ties into the existing world. We wanted that area to be darker. It was now up to the broader group to figure out what exactly that means in the world of Star Stable. Multiple workshops focused on things such as narrative story lore, game design, gameplay, storytelling, blah blah blah. This is just all about the workshops. I don't really care about those. We believe to have a fantastic foundation for the overall Marching Gas experience. So while I'm really struggling not to give you too many spoilers for Marching Gas, I do want to set expectations correctly. We have dreamed big and scoping down as we will continue to be needing. One thing we already know is the project will focus on the exterior in the castle and the area surrounding it, not the interior at this time. So we believe this is a good way to divide the project. We aim to deliver a complete and fulfilling experience, and adding a castle interior would spread us way too thin. We'll come later, probably the interior. The area that we are creating is not in any way small. The footprints of the castle grounds are city-sized, and we are reclaiming and creating land to accommodate the blighted forest as well. Wait, did I say blighted? Moving on. Finally, the release date. This has been a soft deadline project, with an updated expectation to release February 2026, so that's already in a month. Could that change? Yes. I want to be clear on this, because changes in release always come with some level of disappointment. I've got my eyes set on plotting our next adventure, so this is all about that. We'll probably get an updated Dino Valley later. So that was the game blog around Halloween. Now I will move on to the more current game blog that we got, which was November 2025. Winter Festival, Magic Horses, and Marching Gas. I'm just gonna scroll all the way down. We're marching along Marching Gas by Stacy, the game director. Stacy here to report the developments of our new area of the game. Marching Gas readers were so excited about our last blog post that I couldn't wait to write up a little bit more. So while it's still too early to officially lower the Dawn Bridge, I will do my best to share some fun insights without too many spoilers. Some notes following screenshots are developer photos, so it's not done yet, blah blah blah. The heart of Marching Gas is a story. We'll be adventuring into an area long lost in the majority of Jorvik, trapped eternally in the 18th century. But why 19th? I'm so sorry. What happened there, and who are the mysterious residents of the castle and the forest? Why is Golden Hills stuck in eternal autumn? Only those most connected to the magic story of Jorvik, will be able to pierce the veil and uncover the secrets that lie within. Are you that girl? I thought they moved on from that. Okay, anyways. If you have access to Golden Hills, yes you are. While I share mainly concept art in the last blog post, now I'll take the opportunity to show you some more work that's been done in-game. They are now working on set pro my pranks. My pranks are in the way of my it's really annoying. Set dressing, which involves adding smaller details such as bushes, fountains, props, and more. That will fill in the space, and the area comes alive more every single day. One common question we received: would there be a home stable at this location? And the answer is yes. The forest will also have a hub, although it's on a smaller scale. Another important aspect of the area, such as Marching Gas, is the audio. The area is intended to evoke very specific feelings, so our audio team worked on cooking up something special. They built their own instruments to experiment with new sounds. They also spent a lot of time exploring what the soundtrack of the area could be, especially to separate the castle and the forest. I asked our audio director, Axel, if we could have some sample of what you'll hear. Well, I think I need to wrap things up before I go overboard with the spoilers. And then she goes on to talk about Dino Valley. I wanted to move on to the spoilers, but I was looking kind of on CC Creations and on TikTok, but we don't really have that many spoilers yet. So yeah, if you want to know what the soundtrack is going to be, I would recommend going to CC Creations. She has a video showing the entire soundtrack. She also has a video showing the outfits and textures. We do know that we're gonna get 2 magic horses, which are gonna be a moth horse and a dragon horse. I'm very excited to go see what the future has in store for us for Marching Gas Castle. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a bit chaotic, but it's gonna be fine. No, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be all good. I'm so tired because I spent all day doing this and it was so annoying, but okay, it's gonna be fine. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I really hope I didn't miss anything. And Sorry, I forgot. I totally forgot. But if you want to know more about Marching Gas Castle, I recommend watching Ursula's Revenge video. I also recommend the entire channel of Adriana Ashclouds. She has such good videos, so just go check her out. I don't know. I guess those were it. I'm not sure if Eleanor Nightwalker has good videos on Marching Gas, but she definitely has good videos, so go check her out as well. So yeah, that was where I got the information from these videos from. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you this weekend with an outfit challenge. Okay, bye bye!